lot of these people here are interns at Quicken Loans, Bedrock, Benzinga. There's a lot of university students. We make sure, that kind of crew. So what kind of advice as they're in their internship and they're at Quicken or Bedrock, which Bedrock's the one that owns the properties here, or Benzinga, what are a few tips that you've seen your successful companies do, or what could they do at their internship, etc.?
Well, I'm a big fan of internships, and in Switzerland they call them apprentices. You leave, sometimes you don't even go to college, you just work at a company like Nestle, and they figure out if you fit into it, you get a full-time career in that, because they road test your skills. The number one thing to realize when you're an intern, and even if you want to be an entrepreneur, is in a business, the number one thing is to try and figure out, when you're given a task, how to get it done so that the person that gave it to you realizes that you have de-risked their mandate. The whole career, successful people in business de-risk their employer. So you start as an intern, somebody's looking over you saying, do these 4 things. And they have decided those 4 things help them get their mandate done, whatever it is, because their boss gave them that. Great, successful managers de-risk the person they work for. That's it. They do it as efficiently as they can, and then what happens is the person you're working for says, that person took risk out of my mandate, and I'm going to stick with them. I'm going to do more with that person. Not because they like you, not because you're funny, not because you have a lot of friends, or you know where to have lunch. None of that shit makes any difference. What matters is that somehow you made it easier for them to achieve their mandate. And I've watched this happen across so many companies. You become an invaluable part of the cog when you are the reason the cog turns. And it's a very simple message. You think to yourself every minute of the day, what am I doing here? Am I helping this guy achieve his mandate, or this woman achieve her mandate? And if I do that, I will have that job one day. There's no end to how fast you move up the pecking chain when you are solving and de-risking the person above you. You can't believe how fast you move. That's it. That's my advice to you.
So, I mean, I don't know. It seems so genius in the sense that, like, a lot of people go through, like, I'm going to complete my task, right? I'm going to do my task, but instead of you're thinking de-risk that way, it's like
de-risk the mandate, because everybody's trying to solve their mandate every day, and the great CEOs, when they get to the top, de-risk the board. That's what happens. They stay in their job forever because the board feels safe that this person is de-risked them. Just think about how this works. Very, very, look at Jamie Dimon in the riskiest industry on earth. Every board member feels he's a safe guy to bet on. I mean, that's basically it. And I can show you, Steve Jobs, who I worked for, not a very nice guy, by the way, but a genius in every way, would always talk about this. He was brilliant at understanding putting the right people in the right place to de-risk the mandate. The guy was a friggin' genius that way. I learned so much from him because I worked for him, not for him, but I did all his software in education. And he was just ferocious. Anyways, that's another story.
That was before the learning company?
That was the learning company. We were the number 1 market share for the Mac, for schools, for reading and math. And so reading and math, test scores were on Macs. And for a while, Mac had leading share until Windows dropped their prices. But, we were spending $50 million on developing stuff, and his share was going down. So I went to see him. I said, Steve, you got to give me, you got to give me $50 million to keep all these products current. And he said, he went out of his mind. He just went nuts. I said, well, if you give me 0, I won't update them. It's that simple. And there was a woman there named Heidi Rosen. She's still around.
She's a venture capitalist.
Yeah, she's great. Heidi was working for Steve at the time, and she was sort of the go-between, could deal with his rants and raves. I said, Heidi, throw me a friggin' bone here. I mean, I can't develop stuff for free. And we came up with an outcome that, worked out. But Steve was a very tough guy to work for. Just, brutal.
Got it.